Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all infinite praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Hakurash, double honors be the apostles and elder bishops across the four winds of the earth that puts in teaching the truth. That also, it's like a double honors to the apostles and elders that puts in teaching the truth. So, like, let me do all that with a cop. Lost my train of thought. So, like, for that. First and foremost, I want to give all infinite praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Chakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles and elder bishops across the four winds of the earth that push in teaching the truth in all sincerity and righteousness, as well as your brothers who are also push in teaching the truth. And shalom to the Aquafi and your very few sisters who are being the order and keeping the faith in the last days and doing y'all need to be doing. And shalom to the Lord's elect down there for the 4,001 Shalom to y'all as we call ourselves the hopeful elect. Coming back to you through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shemel with Shire, another lesson exhortation, Lord's words quick and edifying, straight to the point. And just a quick little lesson, and again, Lord's words quick and is edifying to the hopeful elect. Excuse me. Um, just coming back to through the spirit with 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 13. We'll start at verse 13. And the reason why I'm bringing this out only because well, not only because, of course, there could be other reasons, but the reason why I came out, you know, to do this video is because I was just sitting, I was trying to sleep, but couldn't really sleep. So I've been just watching videos and, the spirit hit me to just watch some of my videos, what I'm saying? Just to look over and see the growth and see where you came from and, what I'm saying? See whatever, you still need working on, of course, as it is the atonement. And we ought to just, what I'm saying, take heed at this time and use this opportunity wisely, what I'm saying, to look at certain things that we need working on. And, what I'm saying, of course, there's always going to be things to be working on. It's always going to be something to work on. So, what I'm saying, with that, it just analyzing, what I'm saying, key points of what, what I'm saying, certain points on videos that you made that's not quite been made, or, what I'm saying, that you could go back and make, what I'm saying, just to edify a little bit more, what I'm saying, to bring more to the light, right? It's like things like that you can do, what I'm saying, to better your spirit and to better your, what I'm saying, your faith, right? So and like I said, I got 2 Corinthians chapter 4, and I'm gonna start at verse 13, but I'm gonna read in the NLT. All right. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. It's lucky for that, man. Again, Jay been tired, man. Jay been tired. Couldn't sleep. But anyways, I'm going to read 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 13. And it reads, but we continue to preach because we have the same kind of faith, the substance which are the believers had when he said, I believe in the Most High, so I spoke. Right? Uh, so like that. Let me read it one time. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 13. But we continue to preach because we had the same kind of faith the substance had when he said, talking about King David, I believe in the Most High, so I spoke. Matter of fact, let me go look and see about that. Because I didn't think I read this. Right. And just getting the precept that's attached to this precept. God said that was King David, right? And the book of Psalms is a bunch, you know, hymns and songs and, prayers, right? In the back of the scripture that I just read, I'm saying, I'm going to read it one more time for you. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 13. right? And I'm reading the K. I got it. I'm reading the KJV just to give it straight up. We having the same faith, so like we having the same spirit of faith, according as it is written. I believe, and therefore have I spoken. We also believe, therefore speak. Right, and this is a precept that is quoting Psalms 116 and verse 10. I believe, therefore have I spoken. I was greatly afflicted. Right? I said in my haste, all men are liars. What shall I render unto the Lord for all his benefits towards me? So, with this being said, yes, with the Spirit being upon us to bring out His word and to prophesy in the, bring out the deep, dark secrets that the Lord been hiding from His people, to those who may hearken, right? To those that, may, to those that will hearken to the word and that will obey the Lord, right? And those that believe, they will speak, they will prophesy, they won't be quiet about what they hear or what they experience or, or what they believe. If you believe on something, you're going to speak on something, right? Just like we believe that World War III is going to happen and we see it happening, as we speak. We've seen the wars being intensified. We've seen that Russia, China, Iran, Israel, NATO, every country in the world right now is on edge. Every country in this world is on edge, and therefore they are getting ready for World War III. They're being prepared because they're seeing the shit that's Israel doing over there in Gaza. Famining people, right? And then the constant bombings, and you know, it's that big G word, and we can't really say it. Gino, Gino, right? Gino, ain't nothing but a Gino over there. But anyways, you know, it is what it is, man. Throughout all this, we still got to continue to do what we got to do, and as well as get ourselves right with the Lord. You know, we still ain't right. We still ain't right with the Lord yet until we get into the chariots. You know, that's why we constantly working towards our goal to be right with the Lord, to be perfect. Okay. So back to Second Corinthians chapter 4 and Salakia, chapter 4 and verse 13, NOT again. But we continue to preach. Why? Because we had the same kind of faith that David had said, that David had said, I believe in the Most High, so I spoke. We know that the Most High, who raised the Lord Yahushai, will also raise us with Yahushai and present us to himself together with you. All of this is for your benefit. And as the Most High's grace reaches more and more people, there will be more thanksgiving, and the Most High will receive more and more glory. And this is the whole reason why the Lord have things playing out, is to glorify His name, just like how He did with the flood and with um with us exiting out of Egypt, right? The great redemption out of Egypt. All that glorified His name. Majority of the nations have feared Him, right? Majority of the nations have feared Him. All that was camping around that area of Egypt, where we, you know, departed from to come into the wilderness and into our land. Everybody was terrified of the Lord. When they saw us, they just know that the Lord is with us, right? So, verse 16, right, and this one, where the point starts. Verse 16. That is why we never give up. It's gonna be points in your walk. It's gonna be points in your walk. You're gonna get down. The demon's gonna feel heavy, and You know what I'm saying? You start to overthink and this and that, the third, and your spirit just gets heavy on you. It gets heavy, you know? And then at times you're gonna have one of those moments and, you know, you just gotta get back right in the mind, just constantly pray, what I'm saying, hold on to the faith, man. Right? You just gotta hold on to the faith. Though our bodies are dying, our spirits are being renewed every day, you know? Every single day our bodies constantly die. This vessel of ours, man, this vessel of ours is constantly dying because due to this amount of stress that we got to deal with, the amount of uh uh the tireless days of working at Esau's plantation, and what I'm saying, some of the times having to be worrying about, you know, paying some bills or whatever, even though half that, even though most of the time that ain't no problem or whatever, what I'm saying, should be no worry, should be no problem, Jake gonna figure it out, right? But ultimately in doing this work, it's about counting the costs and you know staying rooted in his faith, staying rooted in Yahweh Shai, right? Because through Yahweh Shai, we can't fail, man. We can't fail. There's no reason. There's no this failing is not an option when you dealing with Yahweh Shai, man. Failing is not an option. Even in these times now, when they bring out the mandatory of the chip, and they go to start massacring Jake, what I'm saying, those that don't that don't Salaki trying to talk fast. Uh, when they go on the massacre, trying to implement this march, trying to make it mandatory, trying to bring it down on Jake, what I'm saying, some Jake's gonna refuse. What I'm saying, those of us that's in the truth, what I'm saying, gonna have to experience that. Some of us that's in the truth gonna have to experience that guillotine. What I'm saying, due to them, what I'm saying, of course, being their feelings out because we don't want to fucking listen to his shit and be under his rule, let alone let him defy the laws of the Most High. Because that's what he's doing. He's defying the laws of the Most High. He's not. This man want to do everything against what the Most High had created, right? So that's why this man got to be put under, and he's got to be put in captivity. And after 1,000 years of him being under the rulership, under Yahweh Shai and the angels, he will be disintegrated. Okay? And the man that actually wants to be a part of that the, not y'all, I won't even say a mission. It is a blessing. It's a blessing. Those want to be a part of that blessing and receive that blessing. So receive it and be a part of it. To see that day, you know, we got to continue to deny ourselves and continue to work on ourselves, man. You know, there's not no playground. There's not no clubhouse you come to where you could just have fun and just leave and do whatever the fuck you want to do in the fucking world. No, this is time to fucking work. This is time to get yourself right, man. It's in a fucking game with you niggas, man. So, read verse 16 one more time. That is why we never give up. And though our bodies are dying, our spirits are being renewed every day. The Lord is renewing our spirits constantly, man. You know what I'm saying? As long as we continue to do what He says, right? Continue to be guided by the Spirit. Continue to, pray to the Heavenly Father for anything that we lack, man. You know, anything that we lack through the Spirit. Nothing materialistic. Anything that we have here is just for right now, you know. Though if we need it, what I'm saying, in the time frame that we in, what I'm saying, if the Lord's wills it, then let the Lord's will it, you know. But in all intents and purposes, man, we just gotta stay firm and rooted into this faith. We just gotta worry about the things that is, you know, worry about the things that are in the spirit instead of in the world. You know, so we gotta worry about keeping ourselves on track, keeping our bodies in subjection, as the Apostle Paul said in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, the last verse, and verse 17. For our present troubles are small and won't last very long. That's why certain Jays, when they receive just a little bit of suffering, they want to leave, right? They want to depart, or they want to quit. You know, they want to go back to doing folly. They want to go back to doing whatever it is in the world that they're comfortable doing. You know, so with this being said, man, you just gotta really dwell on that. You gotta really dwell on that, man. You know, anything that you have is not gonna be here very long, man. Anything you're going through, it's not gonna be there for very long. You know, yet they produce for us a glory that vastly outweighs them and will last forever. The things that we're going through, it's not gonna top what is at the end of this thing, man. It's not gonna top the reward that we're gonna receive when the Lord gonna comes back. When Yahweh Shai comes with that crown, that new body, everlasting life, right? Being under the new covenant and not being able to sin no more. That's beautiful, man. Who don't wants that? Who? Be able to live forever, be able to have spiritual power, be able to be like your father. The words of Kazakia Allah over the Jackson, Mississippi camp. We could be many most highs, man. We could be like our big brother Yahushua, right? Don't the scriptures say that we'll be he even says this, we could be able to do what he does even more. So just with that motivation and that, that um that boost of faith, so to speak, for the lack of better words, it will behoove, I looked up this word earlier in my when I went to the plow. It will behoove you to do what the Lord says, man. Right? It will behoove you to obey Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. He not going to fail you if you do what he says, right? Just like a father tell you to go cut the grass. You go cut the grass, he's going to give you $20. You know that is you know common sense, man. You know you just got to do what the Lord said. He will guide you through your steps. You know what I'm saying? Lead you down the right path, man. Verse 18. So we don't select it. So we don't look at the troubles we can see now. We fix our gaze on things that cannot be seen. For the things we see now will soon be gone, but the things we cannot see will last forever. And what's that? Spiritual things that involving the kingdom of heaven, which is truly going to last forever, man. You know, it will be the only kingdom that will last forever, forever, forever. The Israelites will be ruling forever. Yahweh Shemel Shai, right? The only God of this earth, the only God that made this earth. There's no other God that made this earth other than Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. Yahweh created Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh Shai through the angels created the elements they created the universe. Hmm? Just through this knowledge, all this wisdom that the Lord had rested upon us, man. How can we ever fail when He rested upon us His Spirit? You know, to know the mysteries, to know the game plan, to know the blueprint, to know the script. Esau was given the script. You see, you listen to the speech that Pete Hegseth, right? What he said and what the speech he gave, they are ready to make war with the Israelites. Fuck anybody else on this side in America. You already know that they're done. But who are they truly going against? Who do they truly want to go against? The Israelites. Listen, for you that's in the truth, only know the fact that the only reason that these motherfuckers are doing the shit that they doing is because they're going to war with the Israelites, the true people of the Most High, of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. And these people gonna be confounded. They could be confounded. Could be, hey, this why we tell you, Jake, to get right with the Lord now, man. This why we tell y'all to stop playing around and stop being children. Cause that's what y'all acting like. Y'all acting like children. Children, man. You know? And it's no wonder why, some of the phrases that the Lord used in these scriptures, and some of the you know, the what word I'm gonna use? The phrases and you know, the dark sins, and is the reason why the Lord had it to where we see the things that's going on now, and we understand the things that we understand now. There's truly a reason why, and not a lot of people know that reason why. You know, all this is for His will to establish His name. And these devils, they gone way too far in their atrocities and their, what I'm saying, their atrocities and their crimes and their sins. Their sins reach up to the heavens. The Lord knows everything that this devil has done to his people, man. You know, these devils, they touch the apple of the Lord's eye. Who is that? The Israelites, right? The so-called blacks, the so-called Hispanics, and the so-called Native Indians, right? And further expand to every other nation, of course, but that is of Israelites. If an Israelite is among the Moab nation and he had sex with Moabite women, then that's an Israelite. That's not a Moabite no more. That's an Israelite, man. That's an Israelite. So any Israelite among any other nation, if they are of the elect, if the Lord had chosen any other, Israelite that look like another nation, just like I said, it's because he's an Israelite. And that because the Lord chose him. Y'all, hey, listen, man. Listen. It's a lot. It's a lot of confusion in this world. It's either you seek out the truth, or you're gonna stay confounded, you're gonna stay confused, and you're gonna stay bug out in this dumbass world, and you could be left behind, and you could be eating a missile. You'll be eating the missile, man. You're just gonna get caught out here, whatever whatever the fuck happened to you, man. Whatever happens to you, you know, whatever happens to you, right? You get judged by, by the Lord in civil war, or you get sent off over the Middle East during the draft, or you're gonna take that chip, you know, or probably perish from the damn on the for the jab or some shit or whatever. You're gonna see some harsh things happening these times, that the Lord ordained because of the wicked shit that people have done. Who have perished being innocent? Nobody innocent on this side, man. That's why the Lord got to establish His judgment. That's why the Lord got to establish His name upon the planet Earth, and that's through His prophets, right? And ultimately through the judgment that He finna bring, which is again the thermonuclear missiles, and as well as Yahweh Shai and the angels that's coming with the lesbians and the chariots. This place is overdue for destruction. It is overdue for cleansing, right? A cleansing of wickedness. Wickedness having insidiously polluted the whole earth, and therefore its hurtful works are fulfilled. And the Lord will, and that His judgment that it will cleanse the earth from wickedness, and righteousness will prevail. This ain't nice gullible times no more. This is it. We are here. And you niggas better get you devils better get ready, man. You devils better get ready, man. Right? The men of the Lord, Yahweh, the men of Yahweh about you, man, I'm getting ready for you and what the fuck you got going on, man. Whatever you planning, come at it and we gonna fuck y'all up, man. None of this shit ain't no games for you Israelites. Y'all gonna feel it too. You 2/3. Y'all think y'all gonna get away with this shit, man? No, fuck no, no. For the amount of wickedness that y'all done and the scoffing and the disrespect that y'all give to the prophets, no, y'all through. The Lord gonna make sure He have a special kind of judgment for you, motherfuckers, man. For real, you damn clown ass niggas. You damn. I want to say the other C word so fucking bad. You know the CON, right? You raccoon ass niggas. The most I really finna do away with America, man. With Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon. The Lord finna do away with this place, man. You know? But so like I'm being a little long with it, and you know, I wanted to get more scriptures and get another one, Ephesians chapter 4. You know, and get straight to the point. Excuse me. Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 21. Salaki. Ephesians 4 and 21. KJV. If so be that ye have heard him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Yahushai, that ye put off concerning the former conversation, the old man which is corrupt, according to the deceitful lust, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that ye put on the new man, which after the Most High is created in righteousness and true holiness. Wherefore, putting away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor, for we are members one of another. Exactly, man. We are members one of another. So you got to stay truthful to a brother and let them know whenever you need help or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, you need help on the lesson. You need help on the lesson. You need help bringing something down. You need help something breaking down, right? You got to ask questions when you in this faith. You're in this truth. If you don't understand what is going on, you gotta ask questions. You gotta ask questions, or you're just gonna be leading blind. You just be walking blind. You know, we ain't coming to this thing all blind and thinking that, oh, you know what I'm saying? We know that we're Israelite, this and that, the third, but yeah, the history behind it, we don't know, but we still believe in it. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we can be say that? No, 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 no. This thing involving works. This thing about works. You know, this thing involves working. You can't receive no reward without working. You can't get no paycheck if you don't work, right? You can't pay no bills if you ain't got no money. And how you gonna get money? You gotta work. You gotta work. You gotta work. You gotta work. Gotta work. You want more money? You gotta get a better job, right? It's just that simple. When you're in this faith, you want better blessings or more blessings or whatever the case may be. You gotta work hard for it. You just gotta work hard for it, man. You know. So I'm gonna just end on that. You know, just want to come a quick lesson and edify the flock. You know, and Lord's will y'all was edified through the spirit of power. How about Shemi Awashai, another lesson exhortation. And Lord's will, I may come back with another video, man. So shalom, shalom, shalom.